Hello, my name is Gonzalo Hartstein, and welcome to my second booktube. I was assigned the book Holes by Louis Sachar. I chose the activity where you have to describe the original book cover and relate it with the story. And then I had to make my own book cover and describe it and say why I would choose this one over the original one. So I'll begin by describing the original book cover. Right off the bat, this giant lizard catches your eye, and this is a yellow spotted lizard, and it's seen all throughout the story, and it's actually quite important because it's one of the main conflicts in the story. The main character and his best friend's lives are threatened by this lizard. Then we have the sky that is not there for any specific reason. However, the ground here it kind of sets the theme for the story because the story is set in the desert. However, this doesn't fully grasp the extent of the theme. Now here's my book cover. As you can see, my book cover is a lot darker than the original one. I did this to fully grasp the darker theme that the story has because it's actually quite a dark story. However, the original book cover, it's actually quite cheery, and it doesn't at all reflect what actually happens in the story. So, here you can see a dollar bill, and I included this in my book cover because money plays quite a big role in the story. Stanley Yelnats, the main character, actually comes from quite a poor family, and when he's accused of committing a crime he did actually not commit, because his family is poor, he cannot afford a lawyer, and he's falsely accused of committing this crime. Now, here we have a lake, a dried up lake actually, that was once had water, but at the time the story takes place, it is actually dried up. I included this because it's where a great part of the story actually takes place, and some important very things happen with this lake. Then I have included some holes around the lake and inside of it. This is because the children at Camp Green Lake, where the story is set, they actually have to dig holes as part of a corrective. It's a corrective activity, digging holes. And now here we have a suitcase with the name Stanley Yelnats on it. Stanley Yelnats is the name of the main character and his great grandfather, which is whom the suitcase actually belongs to. He was a rich man who was robbed by a famous outlaw, and his great grandson, Stanley Yelnats, the main character in the story, he actually finds the suitcase and becomes rich because of it. Now, here we have a sneaker. This is because in the story, this is actually how Stanley ended up at Camp Green Lake. He was accused of stealing a pair of sneakers from a famous baseball player, which he actually did not steal. However, as I said before, he was poor, so he couldn't afford a lawyer. So he ended up at Camp Green Lake. And then here we have a shovel, because this is what the children at Camp Green Lake, the campers, this is what they used to dig their holes. They had to dig one hole every day, and they 5 feet wide and 5 feet deep, and they actually used their shovels to measure the hole. So that was my book cover, and yeah, I prefer this one over the original one because this one gives a lot more details about the story, and this one doesn't give that many details, and this one better sets the theme, which I think that's what book covers are meant to do. So I hope you enjoyed my booktube. Thank you for watching.